Original.
Hello and welcome to Webcrawler's mini episodes, where you'll get them Monday through Friday. Tuesday we have our normal episode, then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday you'll have your mini episodes. I am Allie Siegel.
I'm Melissa Stettin.
And I'm producer Maria.
Yeah, you are. Today we have a really bizarre episode, and it is on spontaneous combustion.
Whoa.
Maria's excited.
Yeah, Maria. I don't know whether or not this is a real thing.
Yes, if you go to the
thing?
gas station, you can spontaneously combust if you don't touch metal before you get back into your car.
What?
Wait,
I never
what?
touch metal.
Wait, aren't the gas pumps made out of metal?
The static from the gas pumps, from the environment, if you get into your car, there can be a chemical reaction. You can spontaneously combust.
Well, that's good to know. I've been pumping gas wrong my entire life, I guess. I'm glad I'm still here.
Are you not supposed to have your cell phone out?
Look,
Yeah.
static electricity in gas pump fires.
Oh, no.
Static electricity can touch off refueling fires at gas. Okay, so this is on Snopes. It's both true and false. What's true is that static electricity can touch off refueling fires at gas stations. What's false is that static electricity has not definitively been identified as the cause of a number of gas station fires.
Okay, so it's a gas station fire, not you exploding into flames
Into
from
flames.
the inside. Maria still has a real look of concern on her face, though.
Well, I don't know what to believe.
I don't know what to believe either, especially when something's labeled as true and false. Well, this is the spontaneous combustion of a woman named Mary Reeser, also known as the Cinder Woman case. When police found Mary Reeser in 1951, she was almost entirely ash, but mysteriously, the rest of her apartment remained almost perfectly intact. Crazy. In 1951, Reese's landlord, Pansy
Carpenter. That's a great landlord name.
That's insane. Stopped by her apartment to deliver a letter. No one answered. Additionally, the doorknob to the apartment was incredibly hot, oddly. So Pansy called the police.
Pansy.
They found the 67-year-old Mary burned to death. Nothing remained but one slippered foot, which was not burned at all somehow. Her skull also remained, but was somehow shrunken, like a shrunken head.
Oh, no.
While warm, Mary's apartment was mostly unscathed when the police arrived, with no signs of a visible fire other than the one that extinguished her body. Since it requires 3 or 4 hours of temperatures around 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit for a body to be cremated, the case baffled authorities. It's suspected that she is the victim of spontaneous human combustion.
Wow.
However, this was eventually ruled out. According to the article, which says the FBI believed that Mary Reeser's own body fat provided the fuel for the fire that consumed her after possibly lighting a cigarette and falling asleep.
Ew.
Yeah, she was set on fire, and once the body ignited, almost complete destruction occurred from its own fatty tissues.
Wow.
However, this doesn't really make sense. For example, if she was set on fire, why didn't her chair or the newspaper sitting next to her also burst into flames? Her chair and everything near her was perfectly fine.
Yeah.
It was just her body that
And
was
her
fucked up.
one lower leg and foot.
Yeah, her leg and foot were totally fine. And then also, why was her head shrunken? Spontaneous combustion is a process in which a human body allegedly catches fire as a result of heat generated by internal chemical activity, but without evidence of an external source of ignition. So it's like when my laptop gets too hot and then it just explodes.
Yes, that would be spontaneous combustion.
Oh my God. So I wonder if we're all just like robot AI, and then sometimes like we malfunction.
Mary Reeser was a robot AI.
It's possible. We should look into more of like what she does or like what her vibe was.
What's her vibe? Did she have a robot vibe?
Did she have a robot vibe?
She like a Terminator?
Yeah, the FBI ruled that she was a victim of the wick effect. An initial burn broke the skin and allowed melted fat to leak out to the top.
Ew.
Which is what he said, seeping into the clothing and acting as a fuel, which allowed her to burn. Yes,
yeah,
which allowed her to burn to completion.
But how does your fat leak out?
Well, if you get burned, and then like there's a hole from the burn, and like the fat leaks out of you and like covers your...
You become like a human candle.
Yeah.
I fell asleep once smoking a cigarette.
What
I
happened?
passed out. I mean, eventually someone woke me up and put out the cigarette.
Oh my God.
As your guardian angel.
Yeah. Or just like a guy who was trying to have sex with me. Mary fell asleep in her chair with a cigarette, which fell onto her acetate-made clothing and engulfed her completely. The FBI explained that the heat from her body would have risen, which is why there was no damage to the lower parts of the wall, but was to the upper parts.
Some theories are she was murdered and placed there, like cremated, which seems
weird,
insane.
Yeah, also, like, she seemed like just a random old lady. Why would someone have a hit out on her?
Well, she could have ties to the mob.
You never know.
She apparently was also depressed because she was thinking that she could not go north for the winter like she wanted.
What is she, a migrating bird? Yeah.
This is what the telegram was addressing the morning she was found, as all arrangements had been finalized. Oh, so the letter that Pansy was dropping off was about how she was not going to the north and she was upset.
It was some bad news. Okay, interesting.
But there's some other spontaneous combustions, some other incidences of this. This woman named Margaret Hogan, she was an 89-year-old widow who lived alone in Dublin, and she was found burned almost to the point of complete destruction in 1970. What? And plastic flowers on the table in the center of the room had been reduced to liquid, and a television with a melted screen was nearby. Otherwise, the surroundings were almost untouched.
This is crazy.
And her 2 feet and both legs from below the knees were undamaged.
Oh my God. Scary.
Yeah, just like legs.
It's like the Wicked Witch of the West.
Yeah.
Or East or whatever. Whoever was under that damn house.
A small coal fire had been burning in the grate when a neighbor left the house the previous day. However, no connection between the coal fire in which Margaret died could be found.
Yucky.
And then there's a guy named Henry Thomas, who's 73.
From E.T.?
Excuse you?
I don't know if it's the same Henry
the little
Thomas.
boy. His name is the little boy's name is Henry Thomas. He goes, E.T. That's a spot on impression.
What does he do, Maria?
E.T.
Wow.
I can also do the whale from Free Willy. Do you want to hear?
Do the whale from yes.
That's pretty good, actually.
If you've seen it, you know it's spot on.
Oh, I've seen it.
You know what I could do?
What?
The pig from Babe.
Let's see it.
La la la.
That's so good.
Thank you.
I can do Gollum from Lord of the Rings.
Do it.
Let's see.
Tricksy little hobbitses.
Ooh. Wow, we've got, I mean, between the three of us, we got a show to take on the road.
Yeah, seriously.
So Henry Thomas, probably not the guy from E.T. He was 73, found burned to death.
La la la.
Tricksy little hobbitses. Premium content. This dude, in 1980, his entire body was incinerated, leaving only his skull and a portion of each leg below the knee.
Jeez.
His feet and
What's
legs were
about the
still
legs
enclosed.
that don't combust? Like, what is it about them?
Well,
I don't know.
half of the chair in which he'd been sitting was also destroyed. Police forensic officers decided that it was due to the wick effect.
Oh.
So this article in the British Journal in 1938 stated that a lot of commonalities among these spontaneous combustions had the following characteristics. The victims were chronic alcoholics. They're usually elderly females. The body has not burned spontaneously, but some lighted substance has come into contact with it. The hands and feet usually fall off. The fire has caused very little damage to things in contact with the body. And most victims were elderly, alone, and near flames, often cigarettes, candles, and open fires when they died, and several were last seen drinking alcohol and smoking. The investigations found that there was a correlation between spontaneous combustion deaths and the victim's intoxication, which could have caused them to be careless and unable to respond properly to an accident. So, like, if the person's asleep or otherwise unable to move or put the flames out, the victim's clothes can act as a wick. I mean, this wick effect thing...
It reminds me of the movie House of Wax.
I've never seen the House of Wax. What happens in the House of Wax?
You haven't seen House of Wax?
With Paris Hilton?
It's an incredible movie.
Wait, Paris Hilton.
And Alicia Cuthbert, right?
Yeah, that's and that other Chad Michael Murray. That's the remake, which is amazing. And then there's also an original. I've never seen the original, but the remake with Paris Hilton is stellar.
Oh, where she's in it for
theaters.
just like a little bit, or like she's in it for a couple of minutes. I've seen that.
Yeah, it's great.
So this wick effect thing, what happens is, so the fat that comes out of people's bodies like absorbs back into the clothes, and it's like very flammable. Ew.
But why don't their legs combust?
Because there's not a lot of fat in people's legs.
There are if you have fat ass legs.
That's true.
Your mama's so fat she spontaneously combusted everywhere.
That when she spontaneously combusted, even her legs combusted.
Wow. So the human body typically has enough stored energy and fat and other chemical stores to fully combust the body. Even lean people have several pounds of fat in their tissues. So the fat, once heated, acts as a candle wick. Ew, the protein in the body also burns, but provides less energy than the fat, with the water in the body being the main impediment to combustion. However, slow combustion that lasts for hours gives the water time to evaporate slowly, and in an enclosed area such as a house, the moisture will recondense nearby, possibly in windows. So feet don't typically burn because they often have the least fat. Hands also have little fat, but may burn if resting on the abdomen. That's crazy that like your fat can seep out of you and then explode.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, so it seems like all this spontaneous combustion is just people falling asleep and dropping their cigarettes on them.
Yes, dude, we should do that truth campaign. Oh my God, they should tell ACAST that we should have non-cigarette smoking campaign should come to us, and we'll do don't smoke cigarettes, because if you fall asleep smoking a cigarette, you'll spontaneously combust.
Okay.
And the same, can you light yourself on fire from vaping?
Oh, yeah. Oh, those things can explode.
Yes, I bet if you vape, you'll spontaneously combust. So if there's two things you could take away from this episode, it's don't smoke and don't vape, because you'll probably spontaneously combust.
Yeah, and your fat's going to seep out of you, and it's going to catch your clothes on fire.
Can you spontaneously combust from... Oh my God.
From what?
If you type into Google, can you spontaneously combust? And then tell me what comes up for you.
Can you spontaneously combust from holding in farts? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
That's what mine says too.
Okay, so if I keep holding in my farts, will I explode? You won't explode. You will, however, spontaneously combust.
What?
Your farts are primarily comprised of methane, a flammable gas. When you hold your farts, you start collecting the flammable gas just behind your anus. Oh my God. Can you die from not farting?
What?
Did you know that pistachio nuts are highly flammable when stored in large quantities and are prone to self-heating and spontaneous combustion?
No.
What? I just ate some pistachios earlier today.
Well, you better go take a cold shower.
Oh no.
It is a guarantee that someone would be dead if they did not fart for 6 to 17 months. Why? Because fart composed with oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, hydrogen, and methane. These gases are very hot and dangerous. Your organs will fail quickly. You will get pressure, and pressure will break your blood arteries. You will be unconscious. It seems like if you also another way to spontaneously combust is to hold in your farts.
Is that a South Park episode?
Yeah. Wow, I am in a weird Quora question zone now. Melissa, if people want to ask us if people know anyone who spontaneously combusted, or if they want to ask us any questions about spontaneous combustion, where can they reach us?
You can send us an email at webcrawlerspod@gmail.com, or you can find us on Twitter and Instagram, or Facebook or Reddit. Let us know. Do you know someone who spontaneously combusted?
Yes, or if you have any crazy stories that you've read of people who've spontaneously combusted, we would love to hear them too. Or if you work in a morgue or know of other crazy ways that people could, if you know of any other crazy ways that people can die, like other spontaneous combustion type ways.
Have you seen that giant whale that exploded?
La la la.
They were transporting it somewhere like years ago, and then it just like blew up. It just exploded.
I thought they loaded it with dynamite to try and get it to move.
There's two different ones. There's one that they filled with dynamite to try to get it off the beach, and it just backfired, and like these giant pieces went like miles throughout the city. But then there's another one they were transporting on this like flatbed, and then it just exploded because like the gas is built up inside of it, and it's just on people's lawns.
That's what you're saying.
What happened.
You don't hold in your farts.
Yeah.
So anyways, I think one important thing from this is I usually don't like talking about farts, but don't fart shame people because you could die.
Yeah.
And also don't smoke and don't vape. Anyways, I'm Allie Siegel.
I'm Melissa Stettin.
La la la.
Tricksy little hobbitses. My precious. Bye.
An Erios original.
Powered by Acast.